Hi, here's a very simple question. Do you have a purpose in life for getting up every morning? Hi, I'm Mark Beggs from Right Frame Academy, and we produce a number of these small videos about depression to help you and other people you may know cope and deal with and manage depression. And we've talked about one or two other videos about isolation, and we've talked about depression as a whole and one or two people I've known and what they've gone through. One of the big challenges in life is having a purpose. Most of us have a purpose every single morning, a purpose for getting out of bed, whether it's bringing the kids to school, going to work, doing the garden, whatever. Most of us have a purpose. If you start a new business, you have a purpose to develop that business as best you can. If you're in work, you have a purpose of what you need to do during the day and the tasks to make that job work for you and for the company. If you're bringing the kids to school or you're a teacher, we all have a purpose. And one of the big challenges with people who have depression is the lack of the purpose and finding that purpose. Because if you don't have a reason to get up every morning and get out of bed and can leave the house, there's not an awful lot left to do. And that's why people feel lonely, they feel isolated, and they feel that they have no value to give to society or to themselves or to their family because of the lack of purpose. When I closed down one of my companies, Doherty Advertising, it was the first time I actually ever had to close down a company. It was the first time I ever had to do it in the public eye, which is even harder again because everyone has an opinion on what you should have done or what you shouldn't have done. But to get me through that whole time, I wrote a novel. The novel was my purpose in life for basically 6 months. So I used to get up in the morning, bring my two kids to school, went for my cup of coffee with a friend of mine to have a chat. Then I came home and sat down in my conservatory, and basically from 10 to about 4 o'clock, I wrote. And that gave me my purpose and my inspiration and got me moving every day. And we all need a purpose. A lot of people hit depression where certain negative triggers happen to them. It could be loss of a job. It could be loss that a company closed down. It could be the marriage is broken up. A whole range of things. And to manage these triggers, we need to have a purpose to go against the negative and bring it to a positive. So we all have to have a purpose. I said mine was writing a novel for 6 months. My purpose now is I'm developing my coaching business even further and mentoring other business people and individuals in a whole range of things. Your purpose could be getting up every morning to go to work and do the job you like. Maybe you don't like the job, but you still have a purpose. Maybe you need to change your purpose to get a better job or to get a promotion. But one of the problems with depression is, as I said, people feel they have no purpose. I talked in the other videos about my friend Tom, who went home every day after dropping the kids to school and his wife went to work and got undressed again and got back into bed. He didn't have a purpose to get out of that house during the day. He didn't have a purpose to get out and drive and go and look for work. In his mind, he couldn't cope with it. In his mind, he needed something else. And by chance, as I said, I phoned him out of the blue to do a project for me, and that became his purpose for a few weeks. It gave him the encouragement and it gave him the confidence to actually leave the house and not go back to bed and come to my office and ring customers and make phone calls and do some work for me. Taking the small steps helps get the big steps. And the purpose in life and your purpose in life needn't be something fantastic. It needn't be about flying to the moon or making £1 million tomorrow. It can be about small things. You can decide now you're going to have a plan. You're going to write a plan for what your purpose is all this week. And let's go weekly. Let's go daily. So your purpose tomorrow is to bring the kids to school and do the shopping. Or your purpose tomorrow is to write a CV and go and look for a job. And what I say to people too who've lost work, you may have lost a job, but you have a new job. And your new job is to find a job. And that's your purpose. So that's how you have to look at these things. So you need to write a small plan for yourself. Get yourself a copybook and decide what your purpose is this week. Your purpose could be taking all the weeds out of the garden. Could be simply to go and wash the car or to go and talk to a few people and have a cup of coffee with one or two people and decide what you're going to do with the rest of your life. Could be to go to the library and do a bit of research on a new idea you have. Maybe you're going to write a book. Maybe you're going to start a company. Maybe you need to get on the web, do a bit of surfing and decide what the project you're going to do or what new company you're going to start and how you're going to do it. Give yourself a purpose. It's extremely important. And as I said, we're not talking about life-changing purposes. We're talking about purposes that gives you the motivation to get up in the morning. Because if you have a purpose, you have the motivation. If you have the motivation, you have the movement. And once you have the movement, everything starts to change. In one of the courses that we teach, we call it the M&M. Not like the sweets, but it's called M&M. It's the motivation and movement. And when you have the purpose and you set yourself some small, simple goals to do per week, as I said, you'll have the motivation to get up out of that bed. You'll have the motivation to get some movement. A lot of people, when they retire, get depressed because suddenly they're going from a very structured day to waking up on the first Monday morning with nothing to do. The ones who live the longest and are the happiest are the ones that have made a plan of what they're going to do when they retire. Other people don't. Some people, when they get made redundant, it comes as such a big shock to them because their whole purpose in life was going to work every day. And now they feel they have nothing, but they do. Their new purpose is to find a job. And their new purpose, maybe, is to find a purpose to get up every morning. So, if you're going through a bad patch at the moment and you're trying to cope with depression, write down a few goals that you're going to do this week that will give you a purpose to aim for something. Start on Monday, end on Friday. Aim for something. As I said, whether it's a new job, whether it's writing up your CV, whether it's doing a bit of research, give yourself a reason to get up every day. Start setting your purpose. You don't need to tell anybody what your purpose is. Keep it to yourself as your own private thing. But give yourself a reason. And if you know someone who's going through depression or you feel they need encouragement, maybe not getting out of bed as much as they should, maybe they're giving up a bit, you feel they're not as happy or as energetic as they used to be, give them a purpose. Help them develop a purpose. Help them, give them some ideas or maybe something they should be doing, or some new hobby they should be taking up, or something that maybe will stretch them and make them do better. So help them with the purpose. Because it's my own belief, if you have the purpose, it will give you the motivation. With the motivation, you have movement, and your life does change. Things do start to happen when you start to get out there and you start to plan and look for things. If you have any comments or any ideas or you'd like to talk to us about anything, email me or Mark at Right Frame Academy, and we'd love to hear from you. Or just post some comments underneath. And as I said, if we can't help, we will point you in the direction of someone who can help you. Thank you for listening. Hi, before you go, just to say to you, we've produced a number of these videos especially for you and to help people you may know on depression, from isolation to purpose in life. If you do know someone that these may help, I really would appreciate if you could pass them on or give them the link to these videos. Thanks very much for listening, and we do appreciate your time.